I play Nora in The Doll's House. Nora is quite complicated. She's quite self-centered, very bright-natured, enthusiastic, optimistic, very much interested in you know, essentially playing her role as, in the case of our translation, the wife of a politician, and making sure that everything is all right. And she ended up borrowing money, which women were not allowed to do back then without it being co-signed. And she's lived a double life for a good 8 years in trying to keep the secret at bay, for the sole purpose of saving her husband's life, job, reputation. And so that's where we find her at the beginning of this play, is thinking that everything, she's got one payment left back to the loan shark. I think it's difficult. I think it's not easy, but I think that she also has a lot to learn, and life lessons are not easy. Really learning life lessons are not easy things to learn, but I think she does all right. The audience as a whole, as a breathing entity, is just so peculiar, and it's such an odd relationship, and especially in a space like this. I mean, matinee audiences here at the Donmar are incredible. The audiences are fantastic and alive and participatory and responsive, and, you know, in previous experiences with matinee audiences, they can be and are notoriously quite dead, and are there just because they do. That's what they do. I think at the very beginning, when a show goes up, as much as I'm excited, I'm afraid. And that fear can sometimes keep me from being as exploratory as I potentially could. And it's only when everything settles and the threat is no longer there, I think that I start to relax a bit and start to really have fun in the playing of it. I write about the character, what is known about, what is factual about the character, what is said about the character, which can be true or can be not true, what the character says about him or herself, well, in my case, herself, most of the time. It's laced and layered even more than I think I even originally realized in reading the translation, and it continues to surprise and educate, and you know, there are things that one realizes have been set up at the beginning that have a payoff at the end, that it's very it's masterful, and Ibsen was masterful.